Hello, my name is Pete Birkby and I'm here at Barnsley College to give an insight into percussion instruments for live and studio performance. We now have a collection of metal percussion instruments that we're going to have a look at. And I'll start with one of the most ancient, or a modern variation of that, which is the sistrum, which were the spurs from riding boots, which were clamped together, like that. And another quite ancient of instruments are cymbals. Now, there is a cymbal here which we're going to deal with in a minute, but we're going to start with this, which is a finger cymbal or a crotal. Now, these have specific pitches. If I play this, that is a very high B flat, the one near the very top of the piano. But if we get two of the cymbals together, like so, what we can get is this. Two different cymbals, different alloys these are made out of, give you this. And if you just turn them around, you get a vibrato effect onto the sound as well. In Indian music, there's a lot of jingle bell sounds, so these are some Indian bells, or similar to the finger cymbals. From there, I'd like to move on to one of the most well-used instruments that there is in both the orchestra and in pop music, which is the triangle. Now, I have one here on a stand, which is the typical orchestral way of playing it. Short piece of string so that it doesn't fly about that much, because it's very difficult to play the triangle when it's moving. And in the orchestra, you would play normally with two sticks at one side and the other. And you get a roll by playing like that. But in the pop setting, the triangle is used differently in the fact that we hold it in our hand like that, and we use that, an open sound, and then a closed sound. And we can get quite interesting rhythms by mixing those two. Different sizes of triangle give different pitches. So I have a smaller triangle here. And different metal makeup of the triangle gives different sounds as well. That's the triangle. Going back to Indian music, here we have some ankle bells. These would normally be around the ankles of the dancers and give quite a deep but rhythmic sound. If I then change to a different type of Indian bell, this is now moving towards the sleigh bell sound. And notice that I strike one fist with the other to get the bells to work, rather than try and jingle them with the one hand, because that's not very accurate. Another sort of bell is the cowbell. Now this is a cowbell, which has now been developed into something like this. Very ringing sound it has if we just hold it normal. So, what we tend to do is place it on the palm of your hand, use the fingers at the front here to dampen it or open, so you get. And then you can also play the back of the bell as well, so you can get. It's not always practical to be able to have two hands to play the bell, so often they're on a stand like this, where we have different types of bells, smaller bell, or the larger bell. Also, there are go-go bells, which are 2 or 3 bells together. Which then play a major part in some African music and also Brazilian music. Whilst thinking about Brazilian music, a lot of the music uses instruments that can be found in the home or on the street. So here is a frigadeiros, or a frying pan. I'm going to go back to the cymbal now. As a percussionist, I use a cymbal quite a lot, but in a different way to the drummer uses it. First thing is I would use a softer beater, not the hard stick, so that I can get this nice roll. It's very effective to build up sections of the music. I'd also use a coin on the cymbal to give a, or occasionally a piece of chain, which you put over the drape over the centre, and it gives a fizz to the cymbal sound. Just a couple more metal instruments I have in front of me. One is a flexitone. This has hammers which hit this metal plate, which you can then move up and down with the thumb, which changes the pitch. Now, the hammers are usually difficult to work, so I actually like them without that many hammers on, and I can use a stick, a metal stick, to work this flexitone. Here are some metal claves that I made a few years ago, very piercing. Very often the percussionist is asked to create effects, so a little bell, some sort of time, and then finally here is a prayer bowl, a Tibetan prayer bowl, which we will just meditate on our way out.